true paternity of Blue Ivy. She looks more and more like Kathy to me every day. While they try to do AI pictures to make her look more like Beyonce, caking her face up with all that light makeup to take away the dark, natural brown ramen tone that Kathy's skin had. Beautiful skin, long arms, shoulders.
Because from what I was told, Beyonce couldn't even have kids, allegedly.
She can't have kids. Her uterus is trash. But she had to come up with those 3 babies because that's what's in the marriage contract in order for her to get the extra $1 million for each kid.
Comments that they have to really listen in between the lines what you're saying, because there's actually a very important message that you're saying without actually saying it.
I always say blatant what I say. I never ever have a code or it's either you hear it or you choose to wanna acknowledge it or you don't. Those are the trollers, bro. Ain't shit I ever said was in between the lines, bro.
The rumors around the true paternity of Blue Ivy have been floating around the internet for years. But now, Orlando Brown has dragged the whole conversation back into the spotlight again. And this time, he is not just throwing out random shade. He is connecting Blue Ivy, Kathy White, Jay-Z, Beyonce, old Hollywood whispers, and a mystery that people online still refuse to let go of. Orlando basically claimed that Blue Ivy looks more and more like Kathy every single day, while people online keep accusing Beyonce's team of using edited pictures, heavy lighting, and soft makeup to make Blue look more like Beyonce. According to him, people are trying to cover up Blue's natural features, especially the darker brown undertone that Kathy had. He described Kathy as having beautiful skin, long arms, and strong shoulders, and he made it clear that, in his opinion, the resemblance is hard to ignore. Then he took it even further. Orlando claimed that, from what he was told, Beyonce allegedly could not have children herself. He said the whole family image was part of a bigger arrangement, and according to this rumor, the children were supposedly tied to a marriage contract that gave Beyonce extra money for each baby. Now, let's be very clear. None of that has ever been proven.
Kathy White's life was taken unfairly. She actually died screaming. And the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other.
And these are only allegations floating around online. But Orlando said it with his chest, and that is exactly why people started paying attention again. When people in the comments told him that viewers had to read between the lines to understand the real message he was trying to send, Orlando pushed back immediately. He said he does not speak in code. According to him, he says what he means straight up, and people either hear it or choose not to acknowledge it. He basically said there is nothing hidden between the lines, and if people are acting confused, that is on them. Then the conversation turned darker when Orlando brought up what supposedly happened to Kathy White. He claimed that Kathy's life was taken unfairly and suggested that the Carters were somehow responsible, with one of them allegedly being more responsible than the other. Again, these are very serious accusations, and nothing has been legally proven against Jay-Z or Beyonce in connection to Kathy White's passing. But Orlando putting their names directly into the conversation made the internet go wild. According to the rumors, Kathy White was allegedly Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, and in some versions of the story, Blue Ivy's rumored biological mother. That is already a heavy claim. But Orlando added even more pressure by suggesting that Hollywood is too scared to say any of this out loud. And that right there is why this whole thing feels so explosive to people online. It is not just about a celebrity rumor anymore. It has turned into one of those stories where people believe there are layers, secrets, and powerful names hiding behind the curtain. For years, Orlando Brown has been speaking about what he calls the hidden side of Hollywood. Sometimes people laugh him off. Sometimes they call him unstable, and sometimes they say he is saying things others are too afraid to say. But now, with him bringing up Kathy White again, People are going back through old stories, old interviews, old blog posts, and old tweets, trying to figure out if there is something deeper here. The rumor goes that Kathy White was preparing to do a major interview with journalist Liz Crokin. In that interview, Kathy was allegedly going to speak about her relationship with Jay-Z, the things she claimed to know about Beyonce and Jay-Z's private business, and the surrogacy rumors surrounding Blue Ivy. The story gets even crazier because, according to Liz, Kathy was considering telling her side, but then she suddenly stopped answering her phone. Liz later explained that Kathy had been thinking about speaking with her and telling her story about an alleged affair with Jay-Z. Liz said she followed up a few days later, called her, and could not reach her. That alone seems strange to her because Kathy usually answered her work phone. Liz said Kathy basically went missing from communication, and she did not understand what was going on. So she eventually reached out to one of Kathy's colleagues, and that is when she was allegedly told that Kathy had passed away. That detail is what made people suspicious, not because suspicion equals proof, because it does not, but because the timing looked strange to a lot of people. According to the rumor, Kathy was supposedly thinking about exposing everything, and then shortly after, she was gone. That is the kind of timeline the internet never forgets, especially when the names attached to it are as powerful as Jay-Z and Beyonce. After Kathy's passing, Liz Crokin started speaking more openly about the case. She even posted online and directly accused Jay-Z and Beyonce of being connected to Kathy's death. In one tweet, she referenced Kanye West's past comments about Jay-Z and suggested that when Kanye talked about Jay-Z having people around him, he may have been talking about something much darker. Again, that was Liz's allegation, not a confirmed fact, but it definitely pushed the story into a whole new level of controversy. Later, when Diddy started facing serious public accusations and Jay-Z's name began getting pulled into different online conversations, Liz came back to the topic again. She posted a message aimed directly at Jay-Z, saying she was the reporter who spoke to his alleged mistress right before her death, and she claimed she knew everything. She even said justice was coming and mentioned Diddy in the same breath. That one post alone had people digging through the entire Kathy White story all over again. Liz also reposted an old clip of Kanye West talking about Jay-Z, where Kanye appeared to say Jay-Z had people he could send after someone. Kanye's exact energy in that moment was strange because he was not laughing. He was basically saying, "Jay-Z, call me. I know you got people. Please don't send them at my head. Just call me." And once people connected that clip to the Kathy White story, the internet started acting like it had found another puzzle piece. Now, for context, Kathy White was an American publicist, fitness expert, and beauty figure who passed away in September 2011 at only 29 years old. She was found in her Manhattan apartment, and according to reports, her death was caused by a brain aneurysm. That is the official explanation. But because of all the rumors surrounding her relationship with Jay-Z, the timing of her alleged interview,
considering talking to me and telling me her story about her affair with Jay-Z. So a few days go by and I'm following up with her, I'm calling her, and I can't get a hold of her. And I believe that this went on for a few days. And it was just really weird because she always answered her work phone. I thought it was really strange that she was answering her phone. She was MIA. I didn't know what the deal was. So I ended up reaching out to one of her colleagues. And when I finally got hold of one of her colleagues, they told me that she's dead. And I said, "What?"
And the claims made afterward, many people online have never fully accepted that explanation. What makes the timing even more interesting is that the affair rumors had already started circulating before Kathy died. Blogs had been talking about Jay-Z and Kathy White for a while, but the story really picked up after Hollywood Street King published an article about it. That article reportedly came out in August 2010, but most people only started paying serious attention in 2011 after Kathy's passing. And once that happened, the gossip blogs went crazy. According to those old rumors, Kathy and Jay-Z were allegedly seen together at different events, including Town Nightclub in Las Vegas. Some people claim they met through Kathy's best friend.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Jay-Z's pregnant mistress who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm.
Claudia Jordan on the set of one of Jay-Z's music videos. From there, the story goes that an affair allegedly started, even though Jay-Z was already with Beyonce at the time. And according to the streets, Beyonce and Jay-Z were supposedly trying to have a baby around that same period. This is where the surrogacy rumor comes in. According to the online theory, Jay-Z allegedly introduced Kathy to Beyonce as a possible secret surrogate. The rumor says Beyonce would publicly appear pregnant, while Kathy would allegedly be the one carrying the child behind the scenes. Again, this has never been confirmed, and it is important to treat it as a conspiracy theory. But this is the exact story that has been repeated for years, especially by people who believe Blue Ivy's real connection to Kathy was hidden. Then the rumor gets even messier. Some people claim Beyonce allegedly found out that Kathy and Jay-Z were involved with each other, while Kathy was supposedly connected to the pregnancy situation. On top of that, Beyonce and Jay-Z allegedly found out Kathy was planning to speak to Liz Crokin. And according to the conspiracy, that is when everything took a dark turn. The internet has been side-eyeing that timeline ever since. Now, again, none of this has been proven in court. No official evidence has confirmed that Kathy was a surrogate, that she was pregnant with Blue Ivy, or that Jay-Z and Beyonce had anything to do with her passing. But the reason this story refuses to die is because people like Orlando Brown, Jaguar Wright, and Liz Crokin keep bringing it back up. And when multiple public figures keep pointing at the same old rumor, people start asking why the story is still being protected so hard. Jaguar Wright has been one of the loudest voices pushing this conversation. She called out Claudia Jordan directly and basically asked why Claudia never claimed Kathy publicly if Kathy was really her friend. Jaguar brought up the rumor that Kathy was Jay-Z's pregnant mistress and mocked the official explanation of the aneurysm, suggesting people should look deeper. And once Jaguar said Claudia's name, that is when things got even more interesting. Claudia Jordan had stayed mostly quiet about Kathy White for years, but after Jaguar called her out, Claudia finally addressed the rumors publicly. And for a lot of people, that made the situation look even more suspicious. Not because defending yourself is wrong, but because people wondered why she waited so long. The internet's question was simple. Why speak now, after all these years, right when Jaguar put pressure on the story? Some people even started speculating that Claudia may have gotten a call from Jay-Z or Beyonce's side and was told to shut the rumors down before they spread again. That is just online speculation, but it shows how deep the distrust goes. People were not just listening to Claudia's words.
Jigga's tired of me, and so is Beyonce. They have allowed me to live, man.
They were watching her timing, her tone, and what she chose to address versus what she avoided. Claudia responded by saying she was sick of the rumors. She said Kathy came to her house a few times during the months they hung out in 2010. And according to Claudia, Kathy was never pregnant around her. She said they drank together, gambled together, played craps in Vegas, and there was no Jay-Z around. Claudia also said Kathy went to an amusement park with her boyfriend at the time, and that boyfriend was not Jay-Z. That statement was supposed to shut the rumors down, but instead, it split the internet in half. Some people believed Claudia and said this proved Kathy was not pregnant and had nothing to do with Blue Ivy. But others said Claudia's story did not explain everything. They pointed out that just because Kathy was not visibly pregnant around Claudia does not mean there was no secret arrangement. And just like that, instead of killing the rumor, Claudia's response gave people even more to argue about. And that is the wild part about this entire situation. Every time someone tries to explain it away, the story somehow grows bigger. Orlando Brown brings it up, people call him crazy. Liz Crokin posts about it, people start digging again. Jaguar Wright names Claudia, then Claudia responds, and suddenly the whole timeline gets reopened. It is like every denial creates a new question, and every question sends people right back to Kathy White. At the center of all of this is a young woman who passed away at only 29 years old, surrounded by rumors she never got to fully answer herself. Whether people believe the official story or believe there was something more going on, Kathy White's name has become tied to one of the most controversial rumors around Jay-Z and Beyonce's family.
I wish we still trying to find out who was in this Pimp C tape.
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. Whoever it was, they would have kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out. Okay. A lot of people figured out because, you know, people that was in Houston at the time, they know who was a little loose, you know, as a Montana goose. You know what I mean? So, you know, they also know who was having money at the time. So it's not really hard to...
And now, with Orlando Brown stirring the pot again, the internet is once again asking what really happened, who knew what, and why this story still feels so heavily guarded. Claudia Jordan was clearly fed up with the rumors at this point, and she finally snapped publicly after years of people attaching her name to the Kathy White situation. Claudia said Kathy came to her house several times back in 2010 during the months they were hanging out together, and according to her, Kathy was never pregnant around her at all. She explained that they drank together, gambled together, played craps in Vegas together, and she never once saw anything that suggested Kathy was secretly carrying a baby for Beyonce. Claudia also made it clear that Jay-Z was not around during any of those moments and said Kathy even had a boyfriend at the time who was definitely not Jay-Z. But the thing is, her response did not calm people down the way she probably expected it to. If anything, it made the internet even more suspicious. Some people believed Claudia immediately and said this should have ended the entire conspiracy right there. But others started questioning why Claudia waited over a decade to speak up. According to critics online, she had years to deny the rumors publicly, but suddenly decided to say something only after Jaguar Wright dragged her name directly into the conversation. And once people started side-eyeing the timing, the whole thing spiraled all over again. Then things got even messier. Because around the same period these rumors were blowing up online, Beyonce accidentally added gasoline to the fire herself during that infamous Australian interview. People still remember the exact moment, because her stomach area appeared to fold or crumple inward when she sat down. The clip instantly exploded across the internet, and conspiracy theories started moving at full speed. Up until then, some people were only joking about Beyonce maybe using a surrogate. But after that interview, a huge group of people became fully convinced something strange was going on behind the scenes. The video spread everywhere online because people could not stop replaying the moment frame by frame. Critics claimed that a real pregnancy belly would not bend inward like that, while Beyonce's supporters argued that the fabric, lighting, and camera angles created an illusion. But by then, it did not matter anymore because the internet had already made up its mind. Suddenly, everybody became a detective overnight, zooming into screenshots, analyzing clips, and comparing her appearance during different stages of the pregnancy.
Had you ever been around anybody who was using drugs heavily as he was? Because he was pretty prolific at a certain point, right?
Well, I didn't see that side. He never did lean around me. Listen, Chad only did a cup of red wine like twice.
Really?
Yeah, so that whole situation with him, with them planting and like all that stuff was planted, bro. Like that's not even his stilo. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's levels to this.
He rapped about lean a lot though.
Yeah, he rapped about lean, but it's it's levels to this. I'm not gonna have it on me.
Do you think that they planted it? Who, the cops or his management team?
Well, hey man, I can't go into, out of respect for the family and out of respect for my sister Shanara and all of that, man. I'm just gonna keep.
The conspiracy became one of the biggest celebrity rumors of the entire decade. Then came the hospital story, and this is where people really started looking at the situation sideways. According to reports at the time, Beyonce and Jay-Z allegedly spent over $1.3 million to secure the entire hospital floor where Blue Ivy was supposedly born. Now, obviously, celebrities wanting privacy is not unusual, but people online felt the amount of security and secrecy around the birth seemed excessive. Critics started asking why somebody would allegedly spend that kind of money unless there was something they desperately wanted hidden from the public. The story became even more controversial when reports surfaced claiming that other families who had babies in the hospital that same day were affected by the situation. According to several accounts, some parents were transferred away from certain areas, while Beyonce's team allegedly controlled large sections of the floor. But what made people even angrier was hearing that some newborn babies were reportedly still being kept in intensive care on that same floor while security restrictions were happening around them. That detail made the entire thing sound even more chaotic. One husband whose wife had just delivered twins publicly complained about the situation afterward, and his frustration went viral. He basically said they should have handled things more strategically, instead of treating the hospital like a private mansion. He explained that his wife had just undergone a C-section, was exhausted, emotional, and in pain, and the extra confusion and stress in the hospital made the experience even worse. He reportedly said, "These are children in intensive care, and you're just going to take over the hospital like you own it?" That statement hit hard online because people felt regular families were being pushed aside for celebrity privilege. And once people combined the hospital rumors with the bending belly clip and the Kathy White conspiracy, the internet started building an entire narrative around Beyonce's pregnancy. Again, none of this has ever been confirmed, and there is no proof Beyonce faked her pregnancy. But in the court of internet gossip, once people connect enough dots together, the story takes on a life of its own. And honestly, this is exactly why the rumors around Blue Ivy's birth never fully disappeared, even after all these years. Then Orlando Brown jumped back into the conversation and made things even darker than before. Orlando started speaking about Jay-Z and Beyonce like they were people with massive power behind the scenes, the kind of power that could allegedly destroy careers or silence people. At one point, Orlando even claimed the reason he is still alive today is because Jay-Z and Beyonce have allowed him to live. That statement immediately made people stop scrolling because it sounded insane, disturbing, and weirdly confident all at the same time. Orlando kept going too. He started talking about souls being switched out of vessels and other wild spiritual claims that honestly left people completely divided. Some viewers dismissed him instantly and said he was clearly spiraling, but others looked at the Kathy White rumors and said maybe Orlando was speaking metaphorically about powerful people controlling lives and narratives behind the scenes. And once again, because Orlando already has a reputation for exposing strange Hollywood stories, people started connecting his comments back to Kathy White. A lot of people online started speculating that Orlando survived saying all these things because nobody in Hollywood takes him seriously anymore. According to that theory, the industry views him as crazy, so they do not see him as a threat. But Kathy White, according to the conspiracy, would have been viewed very differently. People believe that if Kathy had actually come forward publicly with allegations about Jay-Z, Beyonce, or Blue Ivy, the media would have treated it as a massive scandal instead of dismissing it as random internet talk. At one point, Orlando flat out said, "Jigga is tired of me, and so is Beyonce. They have allowed me to live." That clip instantly spread everywhere because of how eerie it sounded. People started making compilations connecting Orlando's comments with older rumors involving Jay-Z and other artists who allegedly had issues with him. And this is where the conversation took another wild turn, because suddenly people started bringing up Pimp C. Now, if you remember, Jay-Z and Pimp C had tension years ago. Their relationship was never viewed as fully friendly, even though UGK and Jay-Z collaborated on Big Pimpin'. Pimp C was known for speaking his mind and never really caring about industry politics. He openly criticized people, called out fake behavior, and had a reputation for not backing down from powerful names. So when Pimp C passed away suddenly in 2007, conspiracy theories started almost immediately. Pimp C was found unresponsive in a hotel room at the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood on December 4th, 2007, at only 33 years old. The official reports later ruled the death accidental, citing effects related to promethazine and codeine, along with other factors. But despite the official ruling, rumors never stopped circulating. Some people believe there was way more to the story, especially because of whispers involving a secret tape that allegedly contained footage of a famous female R&B singer with another rapper. And yes, according to years of internet gossip, many people suspected the singer being referenced was Beyonce. Now, there has never been proof of such a tape existing publicly, but stories about it have floated around hip-hop circles for years. DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia even discussed hearing about it. According to him, Pimp C allegedly had footage involving a major R&B artist and another rapper who was getting money at the time. DJ Paul explained that Pimp sometimes kept a camcorder around in the studio and may have captured things people never expected him to capture. DJ Paul admitted he never personally saw the tape himself, but he heard enough stories about it to believe something existed. He even joked that if he had gotten his hands on the tape, TMZ would have paid huge money for it. That interview instantly reignited old conspiracy theories because people started connecting it to the tension between Pimp C and Jay-Z all over again. Then another layer got added when people started bringing up claims that Pimp C's body was allegedly found positioned in a strange way after his death. DJ Paul recalled hearing that Pimp's manager allegedly said the body looked almost staged, like he was praying, which led some conspiracy theorists to speculate that something more sinister happened. Again, there is no confirmed evidence supporting foul play. But once internet detectives grab onto details like that, the theories start multiplying fast. People also revisited stories from record executive Greg Taylor, who said there was already friction between Pimp C and Jay-Z around the time Big Pimpin' came together. According to Greg, after the collaboration deal was finalized, he called Pimp while Jay-Z was nearby listening on speakerphone without Pimp knowing. During the call, Pimp allegedly started dissing Jay-Z openly, not realizing Jay was hearing every word. That story added even more fuel to the long-running rumors about tension between the two camps. Now, here is where Orlando Brown enters the picture again. Orlando claimed he spent several years around Pimp C before his death. According to Orlando, he met Pimp through connections involving a friend's mother who knew people tied to UGK. And Orlando insisted that the version of Pimp C he knew was completely different from the image painted after his death. During one interview, Orlando was asked directly whether he had seen Pimp heavily using substances. Orlando responded by saying he honestly never saw that side of him. He said Pimp mostly drank red wine around him and denied seeing him constantly abusing lean the way people later claimed. Orlando even suggested that some of the substances reportedly found connected to Pimp's death may have been planted there afterward to support a certain narrative. Now again, These are allegations and speculation, not established facts. But Orlando spoke about it with enough confidence that people started replaying the interview over and over again. He said, "That stuff was planted, bro," while also refusing to fully explain who he thought was responsible. When asked directly whether he believed law enforcement or management teams were involved, Orlando backed off and said he did not want to disrespect the family by going deeper into it. But the way he paused and avoided giving a direct answer made people think he knew much more than he was willing to say publicly. And honestly, that is what keeps making these stories spread online. It is not just the accusations themselves. It is the mystery, the pauses, the unfinished statements, the "I know more but can't say it" energy that pulls people in. Orlando constantly speaks like somebody carrying around secrets too dangerous to fully explain. And whether people believe him or not, it definitely keeps attention locked on him. By the time Orlando connected Kathy White, Blue Ivy rumors, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Pimp C into the same conversation, social media completely exploded. Some people accused him of chasing attention. Others said he was exposing a hidden side of the industry that most celebrities are terrified to talk about. And then, the comments section turned into chaos. One person wrote that Kathy White was allegedly removed from the picture and that Blue Ivy was her child. Another person said maybe Blue Ivy herself would eventually grow up and start asking questions about these rumors one day. Others completely rejected the theories and called the entire thing disrespectful and dangerous. But regardless of which side people fell on, one thing became obvious. This story still grabs attention years later because there are too many unanswered questions attached to it. And honestly, that is why people keep coming back to this conspiracy over and over again. Between the hospital rumors, the bending belly interview, Kathy White's sudden passing, Orlando Brown's comments, Jaguar Wright's accusations, and all the old Jay-Z rumors tied to other artists, the internet feels like there is always another layer waiting to be uncovered. Whether any of it is true or just years of gossip stacked on top of more gossip, people clearly are not ready to stop talking about it anytime soon. But now I want to hear what you think about all this. Do you think Orlando Brown is exposing hidden truths people are too scared to touch? Or do you think these rumors have spiraled completely out of control over the years? And what do you make of the Kathy White conspiracy surrounding Blue Ivy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this whole situation is seriously one of the wildest celebrity rabbit holes on the internet right now. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stick around because there are way more messy Hollywood stories coming next.